surprised my ex-wife by divorcing her while she was cheating on me with her boss. Thanks to his wife, it turned out to be even more insidious than I thought. Hello everyone. I hope you are all well. This is going to be a long and somewhat confusing story, so bear with me. Also, sorry if any of this seems weird. I am typing this on my phone and still trying to process it all. You will be shocked to learn who my wife is cheating with. To start, I am a 42-year-old man, and my wife, well, soon-to-be ex, is 41. We have been married for 13 years and have 2 children, a 13-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son. Things were rough in the beginning of our marriage. We were both young and definitely not as mature as we thought we were, but somehow we pushed through those early struggles. For a while, it really felt like we had built something solid. We believed that our love could weather anything life threw at us. Now I am starting to wonder if that was just me fooling myself. My wife has been working as a project lead at a large event agency for the last 2 years, and I have been in logistics analysting for 6. We are both doing well professionally, and it gave our family a pretty comfortable life. From the outside looking in, we were close. We made a real effort to be present for our kids. No matter how hectic work got, we always tried to create good memories together. And I am proud of that. I genuinely believe I have been a good father and a decent husband. Sure, I made mistakes here and there. Who does not? But when it came to her, I gave it my all. That is why it absolutely shattered me when I discovered that she had been having a long-term affair. The signs were there, but I guess I just did not want to see them. The last couple of years were especially tough. She started pulling away from me emotionally. Nothing I did seemed to please her anymore. She began comparing me to her boss, constantly, telling me how he would handle situations better, how he made his wife feel special, how he always took initiative. Basically, he was everything I was not, in her eyes. She even said I was immature. I asked her what I could do to make her feel more loved, to bring the spark back. Her answer? If you have to ask, then you will never get it. So, I tried everything. I bought books, looked up articles, watched videos, anything that might help me figure it out. But whatever I tried either got a lukewarm thanks or left her looking more disappointed than before. That was not who she used to be. I spent years believing I had to change, to grow into the man she needed. I did not realize I was the only one trying. The truth was, she had already found someone else to fill the role I was desperately trying to hold on to. Here's the part that stings the most. We were close with her boss and his family. Really close. They had kids, too, and all of our children got along like best friends. We had them over for cookouts, trips to the park, arcade game nights, you name it. We were at their place just as often. I genuinely thought he was a good guy. I even went to him for advice about my marriage. And he gave it, like a friend, like a man who understood. But he was the one she was cheating with. Looking back, everything makes more sense now. I was growing more and more exhausted, trying to meet her expectations while she drifted further away. It just did not add up. How distant she had become, how little anything I did seemed to matter. I still believed we were in a good place until one night changed everything. We were in bed. She was lying next to me, laughing at her phone, texting someone. It was not just a casual chuckle. It was the kind of laugh you only make when you are talking to someone you are excited about. I leaned in, curious. That is when she jerked her phone away like I had just tried to steal it. Her whole mood changed instantly. I told her I just wanted to see what was so funny. She snapped that it was none of my business and took her phone into the bathroom. That moment stuck with me. I could feel it in my gut. Something was going on. I did not have proof, but deep down, I knew. The next day, I asked her directly if she was seeing someone. She blew up, completely furious, and denied everything. I did not have access to her phone, but I needed to know the truth. When I asked again to see it, she refused. Hours later, she finally handed it over, but it was obvious something was off. A lot of messages were missing. Conversations looked incomplete, and some just did not make sense. She had clearly deleted things. I gave the phone back and dropped the topic for then. About a month later, I asked a buddy of mine to help recover deleted messages. He's good with that kind of thing. Turns out, my wife had already gotten a new phone and barely used the one she gave me. Still, he managed to recover bits and pieces of deleted texts. That was enough to confirm what I feared. She was cheating. And, yes, you probably guessed it, her affair was with her boss. I did not confront her right away. I knew she would find a way to spin it or bury the evidence even deeper. I needed a plan. Inside, though, I was falling apart. I kept thinking about what this would do to our kids. One night, I broke down crying in front of my friend. I still did not want to give up. I loved her. A few days later, I bought a book, How to Help Your Spouse Heal from an Affair. I know how that sounds, but I was desperate. I read through it, thinking maybe I could give it to her and we could work through this. I planned to talk to her that Saturday. But that morning, she told me there was a work emergency and not to wait up. That set off alarms in my head. I called her office to check. No answer. They were closed on Saturdays. I tried her phone. No response. She came home at 1:30 in the morning, went straight to the shower, then to bed. When I asked why she was late, she just said, "I told you not to wait up." That was it. No explanation. No apology. I did not give her the book. I was in pain, and she clearly did not care. That is when I decided to reach out to her boss's wife. I was desperate for answers. To this day, I do not regret it. She had no idea. When I told her, she was devastated. She wanted to confront her husband, but I convinced her not to. He would just lie, like my wife did. Instead, we agreed to collect more proof. She started digging on her end, and I did the same. It did not take her long. Her husband never even bothered to delete his messages. Once we put the pieces together, everything became clear. They had been secretly seeing each other for 2 years, at her place, at ours, during work trips, even in hotels. She was furious. So was I. And we both wanted to do something about it. Reading through those messages made me sick. They even sent each other pictures, but we decided not to look at them. We did not want to scar ourselves more than we already had. We wanted revenge, but not by stooping to their level. No affairs, no games. If they wanted each other so badly, then fine, they could have each other. We both filed for divorce around the same time. Quietly, we made sure everything was lined up, and our spouses had no idea we knew. We acted like everything was normal. But once everything was in place, we were ready to strike. We found out exactly where they planned to meet, another one of their little weekend getaways. This time, we had the full details. We knew the hotel, the timing, everything. So I went. With a private legal officer. I waited in the hotel lobby while the private legal officer made the necessary arrangements. A staff member called my wife down from her room. She showed up in a bathrobe, probably wearing nothing underneath, and when she saw me, she completely panicked. She was frantically asking why I was there. The hotel was a decent distance from home, but not far enough to hide what they were doing. The private legal officer asked her to confirm her name and identity. She looked confused but answered yes. And just like that, she was served. The look on her face? Pure shock. It was one of the most satisfying moments of my life. I did not rub it in. I just turned around and started to leave, knowing I had done what I came for. But she grabbed my arm and started begging me to explain what was going on. I told her, "You had an affair. I am done. I'm leaving you. That's it." She started screaming, pulling at my arm, refusing to let go. The private legal officer had to step in and tell her to release me. She finally did, then broke down crying. She kept saying she could explain, that I had it all wrong, and somehow this was all my fault. I was done listening. I left. Later, she told her boss what had happened. He panicked. From what I heard, he rushed home, only to be served himself. We gave them no time to regroup. We hit them hard and fast, just like they blindsided us. My divorce should be finalized in a couple of months. Hers is taking longer. Neither of them wants to go through with it. They are both fighting it. Their excuses? They claim it was never supposed to be serious. Just a physical thing. Nothing emotional. They say people have done worse and still save their marriages. They just made a mistake and want a chance to fix it. I asked my wife what she thought would come out of all this. She said she was just going with the flow, that it was not like her, that she is not that person anymore. I told her she was a fool. Now, some people are calling me cruel for not giving her another chance. My kids know the truth, at least what is appropriate for their age, and they are standing by me. Though, I know deep down, they wish we could stay together. That part makes this even harder. The thing is, we still live under the same roof. She is going to therapy now, and even started reading that book I bought before all this exploded. She says she is sorry, that she will do whatever it takes to fix this. But all I can think is, she is only sorry she got caught. That is the one thing I keep coming back to. She says I am bitter, that I am full of resentment and can't let go of the negativity. She later apologized for saying it, but I know that is what she really thinks. That is how she sees me now. I still talk to her boss's wife. My wife absolutely hates that. She thinks I am going to have some kind of revenge affair, or that the other woman is fueling this whole thing. But none of that matters to me anymore. I am just trying to find peace. I know I do not owe her anything, but the truth is she is still my wife until the divorce is finalized. I made a commitment, and I want to honor that commitment all the way through. Lately, I have been going to a few more therapy sessions with her, mostly just to observe how she is progressing. Yes, The relationship counselor handles both individual and marriage counseling. And no, I am not doing this because I secretly want to save the marriage. I want to see for myself whether she is actually changing. If I have to participate, I will. But once the divorce is final, I plan to walk away with my head high. Her boss's wife is still moving forward with her own divorce. Her husband is fighting it, just like mine did at first. But she is standing her ground, and I respect that. We still talk from time to time. On our low days, we check in on each other. That is all. No affair, no secret romance. We are just friends. She is a strong, no-nonsense woman, and I admire that about her. As for the kids, they are handling everything as well as they can. We made sure to explain that even though we are divorcing, it does not mean we love them any less. They do not want us to split up, but they understand why it has to happen. After everything came out, my wife resigned from her job at the event agency. She says she has had zero contact with her former boss since being served. According to her, she has been reaching out for help on online forums, looking for advice on how to save our marriage. She has even been reading through posts from people in similar situations. At first, I did not understand why anyone would stay with someone who cheated. But after watching my wife put in effort, real effort, to grow and take accountability, I sort of get it now. She is not evil. She is just flawed. She made terrible choices, and now she is trying to be better. She has offered me everything: new agreements, total transparency, even a post-nuptial agreement, just to get another chance. And I will admit, I did not completely shut the door on the idea. But if that road ever gets walked, it will be a long one. And even then, I am not sure if it would help either of us. Honestly, a big part of me wants this divorce simply for the justice of it. It is the only justice I can get without stooping to her level. That feeling, that sense of fairness, is hard to let go of. My mom and I recently made peace after I opened up about the full extent of the affair. Now that she knows the whole story, she is absolutely furious with my wife. I have no idea how to handle that situation moving forward. Now for the rant part. I was not planning to post anything until the divorce was finalized. But I am angry today. Just need to get this out. My wife is terrified I am going to have a revenge affair. And it is mostly because I still talk to the other betrayed spouse, her boss's wife. She is beautiful, successful, younger, and honestly intimidating in the best way. My wife is insecure and sees her as a threat, even though I have never done anything inappropriate. It blows my mind that my wife has the nerve to give me the whole "two wrongs do not make a right" speech. Sure, she is not wrong in principle, but she is the one who broke us, and now she is worried I will do the same to her? The hypocrisy drives me crazy. Every time I go visit the other betrayed spouse, always with my kids, by the way, my wife either gets incredibly emotional or tries to cling to me like her life depends on it. She has thrown herself at me more than once, like she is trying to make sure I do not sleep with anyone else out of spite. I reject her attempts, and it only makes the tension worse. The selfishness of cheaters honestly floors me. They think only about their own guilt, their own pain, while the ones they hurt are left to put the pieces back together. The kids still hang out with the boss's kids. I do not stop that. They are friends, and this mess is not their fault. But even when I bring the kids along, my wife still thinks I am sneaking around with the other woman. She thinks I am just waiting for the right moment to sleep with her. It is laughable. Her boss? He is still hiding out at their holiday home, begging his wife to take him back. I will not lie. It feels good seeing him deal with the fallout. He has not dared to threaten me. He knows I have all the leverage. He is allowed to visit his kids anytime, but he avoids seeing me at all costs. And that's fine by me. When I am not around during her ex-boss's visits with his kids, I sometimes feel bad for the guy. He is alone now, still hanging on to hope. But honestly, he made his bed. Meanwhile, my wife has been over-the-top apologetic lately. She is constantly trying to hug me, compliment me, touch me, but I just brush it off. I am not in the right place emotionally. We had another therapy session scheduled today, and I went in thinking I might finally let everything out. All the anger, all the pain, everything I have been holding in for so long. The rage has been building, and I am tired of carrying it alone. During a recent therapy session, my wife asked me for more time to prove she can win me back. She gave me a list of reasons why I should at least try to see if there is anything worth saving. She said she did not expect immediate forgiveness, just a chance to rebuild slowly. But I told her, again, that the only reason she is trying now is because she got caught. If she were still sneaking around, she would not be in therapy. She would still be in the affair. I reminded her that for months she emotionally wore me down. And I am not the kind of man who lets anyone, even the woman I loved, walk all over me. She admitted it. All of it. She apologized again, said she knew how badly she hurt me. She keeps promising to make it up to me, to prove her remorse every single day. She said she wants our marriage to come out stronger, even after all of this. I asked her if she could handle my anger, because I have a lot of it. She looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Absolutely. If it helps you heal, unload on me." Usually when I ask her why she did it, she gives me a long list of excuses. But this time was different. This time she said there was no excuse, just selfishness. She admitted that the affair gave her a rush, made her feel attractive, wanted. She said her self-esteem was so low, and the attention inflated her ego. It was fantasy, plain and simple. She barely thought about the consequences, and when she did, she pushed them aside. Now, she says she regrets everything. She says the guilt is unbearable and that she will probably never forgive herself for what she did. She told me that she knows she can never compare to the other betrayed spouse. Her words, not mine. She believes the other woman is not just beautiful, but someone with integrity. She said that woman never insulted her, never threatened her, never even raised her voice. All the insecurity came from inside my wife. She said maybe it was also because I was so angry, and she feared she had broken me in a way she could never fix. Then the relationship counselor asked me something that caught me off guard. What would it take for you to even consider your wife's proposal? I sat there blank. Nothing came to mind. I told her honestly, a time machine. Because whatever this is now, it is not the marriage I signed up for. The relationship counselor tried to tell me that all marriages face problems, whether it is infidelity, illness, even death, and it is how we handle those problems that shows the strength of the relationship. I could not believe what I was hearing. I told her to keep the focus on my wife, not me. She came back with something that surprised me. She said my unwillingness to even hear that perspective could be a communication issue on my end. And honestly, I did not argue. Maybe she had a point. My wife and I had a long conversation on the drive home. She asked something she never had before, if her affair made me feel emasculated. I was surprised by the question, but I answered honestly. Yes, it did. Then she shocked me again. She asked if I thought I would feel better if I slept with someone else. I told her, again, that I am not having a revenge affair. I never planned to, and I never will. She said she was not talking about revenge. She proposed a trial separation, said I could go out, find myself again, get my mojo back, while she stays faithful and waits for me to come back, if I want to. I thought she was desperate before, but that was next level. I asked her how her idea would help the marriage in any way. Two people seeing others outside the relationship? That sounded like another form of cheating. She told me it would not be an affair because it would be a separation with boundaries. She said she would agree to conditions that gave me the freedom to date, to explore, while she waited. I told her that was a massive gamble on her part. She shrugged and said, "We are getting divorced anyway. If this does not help us, maybe at least you will see what the world outside has to offer." It was completely out of character for her to say something like that, and honestly, it weirded me out. I turned her down. It is tough, though, especially because, despite not wanting the divorce, she has been surprisingly generous with it. I have read so many stories about divorce turning ugly, people dragging each other through the mud. But that has not happened here. And to be honest, it feels kind of surreal. Hey everyone, I figured I would check in with another update. Thanks again to all of you who have reached out and offered support. It has helped more than you know. Right now, my wife and I have decided to spend one last holiday together, for the sake of the kids. We want to give them a final memory of all of us being together as a family. It is not for us, it is for them. My wife is still clinging to hope, but I know this will be the last holiday we ever spend this way. Our divorce will be finalized late March. For those who asked, we split everything 50-50ths. Although, to her credit, she has been extremely fair. She says it is because I have been a good husband and father, and that I deserve more than just a fair deal. So I am actually walking away with a little more than half, and that is entirely because of her. I am still cautious. Part of me wonders if she will turn cold down the line. But so far, she has been respectful and honest. I also made the decision to stop going to therapy with her. I realized it was giving her false hope. She admitted that every session made her feel like maybe we still had a chance. And that is not what I want to lead her into. She also told me very directly that she has a burning desire to be intimate with me again. That, ever since the affair, she finally understands how deeply she hurt me. That I felt emasculated, undesirable. And now she wants to make that right. It caught me off guard, especially because she never used to initiate connection. Now, she tries constantly. I rejected her every time. At first, I was angry about it, angry that she only cared after everything blew up. But eventually, I started to understand. She is not doing it for herself. She is doing it because she knows it is something I needed and never got. She says it's not about getting back together. She just wants me to feel valued, seen, and confident in myself again. Still, I have turned her down every time. I also decided to cut off contact with the other betrayed spouse, at least for now. Things were getting too personal, and I needed space to think. To the person who told me I was having a revenge affair, I guess you were not completely wrong. I did not see it myself until she confessed that she wanted to see where things could go between us. She said she would wait until my divorce was final before making any moves, but I was caught off guard. I did not have an answer for her. So, for now, we agreed to step back and give each other space. She is a beautiful woman, strong, driven, kind, but I do not know if I can return those feelings. I am too confused to be fair to anyone right now. Some people said that maybe being around her affected her ability to reconcile with her own husband. I can tell you, it did not. She was done with him long before I ever got involved. That was her decision. We never sat around bad-mouthing our spouses. We were just two broken people trying to survive. Her husband, the guy my wife cheated with, actually met with me recently to apologize. I did not accept it. He used to be arrogant. This whole mess humbled him, but I could not bring myself to care. Call me petty, but I do not give a damn what he is going through. That man helped destroy my family, and he gets no forgiveness from me. She even went as far as burning or tossing out anything in our house that reminded her of the other man. I did not ask her to. I did not even care to know where they had been together. It just felt like a distraction, but she did it anyway, on her own. It is not easy for me to flip the switch and just shut off every feeling I ever had for her. Part of me still wonders, is this a trap? Am I being played? Before anyone says, kick her out already. Trust me, I tried. But it is just simpler to have her stay until the divorce is finalized. Less chaos for everyone, especially the kids. I think it has finally hit me. For the longest time, I felt like I had wasted all these years on someone who turned out to be selfish and careless with my heart. But now I realize she did give me something. She gave me great kids. She gave me moments, real ones, that I will always treasure. And for that, I will always respect what we had. But now I know I can do better. I deserve better. She hurt me. She tore me down. The moment another man gave her attention, she threw herself into it. She invested her energy into him, not me, not us. She made me feel like I was not enough. And now that I am finally starting to move on, now she gives everything. Now she wants to be the partner I always hoped she would be. Now she initiates connection, tries new things, sends flirty messages, acts like she is adventurous. Where was that before? The connection we had before was never anything incredible, but it was intimate in its own way. I thought it was enough. But then I read those messages between her and the other man. Just a glimpse. Enough to know how far it went, how much more she gave to him. And now? Now she is desperate to prove something to me, to show me she has changed. She gives me space now. She supports what I want to do. She respects my boundaries, something she never used to do. Back then, it was always about her needs, her comfort, her validation. And I kept giving, providing, chasing her approval. Now, suddenly, she treats me like the king I always wished she saw me as. But it feels like too little, too late. Now she is transparent about everything, brutally honest, even when it hurts, even when it embarrasses her. And I have never seen a woman walk around with this constant look of guilt and shame in her eyes. She regrets what happened. That much is obvious. I see it in how she moves, how she talks, how she reacts when I do not respond the way she hopes I will. She looks completely broken. And the worst part? Sometimes it makes me feel like I'm the bad guy for not letting her in. But I tell myself, it's necessary. I need this distance. Still, I ask myself, why do I see all this remorse and not feel hope? Why do I keep judging her for her past, instead of acknowledging what she is doing now? People come back from long-term affairs. Some even build stronger relationships. That is what they say, right? So why am I making choices based on pain instead of logic? Why am I walking away from something that, at least on the surface, looks like it could lead to something better? Someone out there might end up with the best version of her, the one I always wanted. Meanwhile, I will be out in the world again, stepping into the unknown, starting over. Why not fight for what we have, now that she finally sees it? Why does it feel like hope is the hardest thing to believe in? If there's one thing I've come to realize, it's this: I will never accept disrespect again. Maybe I was willing to in the beginning, when everything first blew up and I was still reeling. But not anymore. I woke up fast. This part is mostly for those who have been following my story and reaching out for updates. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to enjoy Thanksgiving with my whole family, and after that, I'm moving forward. For good. No more indecision. No more false hope. No more sitting in the middle of this emotional war zone I did not ask for. As for my wife, I've stopped entertaining the nonsense narratives I created in my own head just to justify staying under her control. That's over. I will not be dating her again. I will not be giving this marriage another try. We are finished. Permanently. Let me be clear, she's not a villain. I don't hate her. I even want her to find happiness, truly. Just not with me. Earlier today, I reached out to the other betrayed spouse. You all know her from my earlier posts. I offered to take her out for dinner after the holidays, mostly as a thank you. When I hit rock bottom, she was there. No judgment. Just support. She said yes. It's just dinner. That's it. No plans beyond that. Unless, of course, we both wanted to go further. But that's not where my head is right now. The closer the divorce came, the more I started realizing that I actually have options. And one of those options has been there the whole time. What about the other man? I do not give a flying damn about him. As for marriage, yeah, I do not think I will ever do it again. And if I end up with someone, I will be upfront about that. Even though this divorce was not a nightmare legally, it still cost me a lot of money. And after everything, marriage just feels fake. A trap, almost. Sorry if that sounds bitter. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just being honest. I gave the best years of my life to someone who didn't give me even half of what I gave her. I'm finally waking up to that. Happy holidays, everyone. You probably won't hear from me for a while. Final update. Officially divorced. It's done. It's over. I said I would come back one last time, and here I am. My ex and I are officially divorced. It's been almost 3 weeks now, and those first few days hit me like a truck. It felt like someone had died. I cried harder than I have in years. The only other time I came close to that kind of grief was when I first discovered the affair. I was angry, too. Furious. It was one of the lowest points in my life. Everything has been sorted out. I helped organize her move for the kids' sake. She left the house and now rents an apartment, a major downgrade from what she had before. She's clearly depressed. Still in therapy. Still reading about infidelity like she's studying for an exam. I do not know exactly what she's hoping to accomplish anymore. We still talk, mostly about the kids. Minimal contact otherwise. I know I probably should not be giving her any attention now, but she's their mother. I want us to co-parent well. If nothing else, I'll always be logical about this for them. She still says she wants to reconcile, still wants to rebuild, but I just can't do it. I cannot put myself at that kind of emotional risk again, and I am not in the mood to offer her that kind of gift, not after everything she took from me. This past weekend, I took the other betrayed spouse out to dinner. We had no intentions other than to enjoy a night out, share a meal, and talk. But, yeah, things got flirty. The mood shifted quickly. I was hesitant, but it just felt right. One thing led to another, and by the end of the night, things got passionate, really passionate. Honestly, it was probably the most emotionally intense experience I've ever shared with someone. She was engaged, thoughtful, and fully there in the moment. That kind of giving. I had never experienced that before. Not even close. I know it might be too much information, but it felt like I needed that. Needed to feel wanted. Without strings, without pain. Just connection. She's divorced now, too. But for privacy's sake, I'll still refer to her the same way here. I do not know if this will go anywhere. Truthfully, I think it was a mix of hormones, wine, and pent-up emotion. She would like to take things further. As for me, I honestly do not know yet. And for once, I think it is okay not to know. Right now, I'm undecided about a lot of things. I know I still have some emotional sorting to do, and honestly, so does she. But I'll admit something that might not be popular to say. Being with the other betrayed spouse physically helped me more than I expected. That moment, being wanted, being touched with care, helped me reconnect with parts of myself I thought were gone forever. It helped restore a piece of my self-worth. For the first time in years, I felt alive, desired, seen. And the best part? I didn't compromise my integrity to feel that way. I wasn't cheating. I didn't lower myself. That meant everything. Looking back, I'm actually proud of how I handled everything. No, I wasn't perfect, but I did the best I could. And compared to how some betrayed spouses end up, I think I came out of this pretty well, even if it cost me a lot financially. What helped me the most was listening to people who had been through it. I didn't just charge in blind and hope for the best. I took advice. And I'll be forever grateful to those of you who gave it. So, a few takeaways I've learned. Respect yourself. Never let someone disrespect you, even if they're close to your heart. Do not settle. Every person deserves a healthy, fulfilling relationship. Do not accept crumbs. Sex matters. A committed relationship should include real intimacy. If your partner gave more to someone else than they do to you now, say something. Don't settle unless you're both genuinely okay with that dynamic. Communicate. I can't stress this enough. Communication is everything. Healing after betrayal is yours to own. No one can heal you but you. There are plenty more lessons, but that's all I have for now.